action taking over the hardwood and Freddie country tonight as the Bulldogs of East Knox try to show some bite against Fredericktown in a conference battle. And it's all coming your way live and free exclusively on the OH Report. Next.
Lender, craftsman, dog dead. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
It is Thursday night, volleyball night, as we welcome you back to Fredericktown for the Kilbuck Savings Bank pregame alongside the one and only Hayden Gray. My name is Brian Skowronski, and ain't no action quite like some KMAC action, Hayden. That's what we've got tonight. Two teams that you know, they're going to be gritty, they're going to get after it, there's going to be a lot of hustle, talent on the floor, but we got some young talent, no doubt about it.
Yeah, most definitely. Both teams don't return a ton of youth, or a ton of age and experience, excuse me. East Knox does have 7 seniors, not all of them available tonight. And then Fredericktown, fairly new, fairly young, just 3 seniors on the roster. So a lot of young talent, and I know Coach is excited about it.
Yeah, when you look over at Fredericktown, they're coming off of a 20-win season, but a lot of the names that you came to love from that squad that made it 2-3 games deep into the playoffs, not available here tonight. So for a young coach now in her first season, she's got a lot of young players that they need to bring along and get up to speed here at the varsity level.
And, you know, Coach did, you know, she's been with this program for 4 years, first year as head coach, so that's one of those things that hopefully she's had that reputation and relationship with the girls that are now here. So hopefully that's going to translate over and bring success here now on the varsity level for her.
Yeah, no more Lindsay Boshart, middle hitter Audrey Boughton gone, so lots of empty roster spots created by graduation, but so far so good for the Lady Freddies, filling them in. They started off the season 3-0 before Cardington handled them on Tuesday night. So this is a team that we're expecting to come out and show some good teamwork, obviously a lot of athleticism. Okay, on the other side, it's definitely been a grind for the Dogs the last couple of seasons. Just 3 wins over the last 2 years, so they're hoping that a new year means a rebirth of East Knox success, and they too have a brand new head coach, Hayden.
Yeah, I mean, they're always battlers no matter the sport, no matter the season in East Knox, so some questioning times, but sometimes some really exciting stuff can come out of that, so a good chance tonight in their first match of the season for these girls to get experience against so far what looks to be a quality opponent in Fredericktown this year.
East Knox did win the JV contest tonight.
They did.
It got pretty loud and raucous in here. They were able to take that in 3 sets. So they are hoping that the varsity can take some of what they just saw from the younger girls and bring it here into the main event of the evening. That is what is on the way right here and now. The first match of the season, as you mentioned, for East Knox, going up against a Freddies squad who will be competing in their 5th here already on the campaign. So we'll see if it takes East Knox a little while to start easing into the match. And on the flip side, do the Freddies look like they're the more confident, stronger bunch, given that they've already played 3, 6, 9 sets of varsity action already. So it's all about to go down here. KMAC Volleyball in Freddie Country. Looking forward to this one very much. Have the Dogs turn the corner. As Hayden mentioned, they're without a couple of their key starters for this game. No Shanda Milik, out with an ACL, likely gone for the entire season. And Josie Haggy, unfortunately, had a golf cart accident, Hayden. It sounds like something that you, I, or Garrett and Storm would do.
Yeah, I was a little bit taken back when I did hear that one. Hope she's all right. I've had a golf injury myself, taking a golf ball to the eye, but nothing like a golf cart.
Yeah, that's, wow, I've never heard that before. So obviously the golf course, it's not a place for the faint of heart. If you're going out there, you better be wearing your hard hat, be protected. And now this young bulldog knows that. But plenty of other girls potentially going to get some opportunities here tonight with the absence of Josie, who is a senior. And like you said, they do have 7 of them on the roster, but some of the younger girls have really stood out so far through training camp, including Sydney Opfer, the middle hitter, listed at 6 feet tall. Definitely, we're going to have to keep an eye on her. That's the girl that they're looking to set up here early and often for East Knox, Hayden.
Yeah, when you have the opportunity to have that height, that you want to take advantage of it. You just don't see it that often, especially once you get over that 6-foot barrier. So hopefully they'll be able to exploit Fredericktown through that method tonight.
And if you're a Freddies fan, you're going to want to try to negate that with some of the size of your own. They do have Lillian Rose listed at 6 foot, then a couple of other girls, 5'9", 6-foot range. But first, we'll take a quick timeout, honor America with the playing of the national anthem. Get you ready for some live and free volleyball. We have paid our tribute to Uncle Sam and are ready to get it on. These two KMAC rivals across the court from one another. What will decide tonight's match? We're going to let you know, at least according to us. Here's the keys for the East Knox Bulldogs making their varsity debut here on the season. For me, I just feel like they got to limit some of their mistakes. You can't ever kill yourself, especially if you're going on the road in an environment like this one. Haven't won in Fredericktown in quite a while, so if they just come out, limit their mistakes, and then ultimately play with some pride. One thing that you can always count on from an East Knox team is that they are going to give it their all. Keep that up throughout the duration of the match, and who knows, one thing might lead to another. Take a lead, hang on to it. It's a new season. Why not the Bulldogs this year?
And then my key to the game for them is going to be leaning on that experience that we talked about. You know, you don't have to be, if you're a senior, you don't have to be the best athlete on the court, but you do want to bring that leadership out and bring that out of some of your athletes that may be freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and try and just, you know, motivate and use that experience to help find well-rounded ways to win.
And now over on the other side, our keys to victory presented by the Killbuck Savings Bank. Just hit your spots. You've been doing it already here for a couple of weeks. They got off to a fantastic start. 3 straight sweeps over some decent competition too. The likes of Plymouth and Clear Fork here on their home court. They also went on the road and took care of Utica in straight sets. So that means that you're finding your mark out there. That's what the Freddies got to do to eliminate the Bulldogs. Get a big win here at home.
I agree, and I think another thing they need to do is something that Coach Vaughn said that they have really well, and they're very determined, and they're very gritty. So, you know, we're not talking about the gritty, the dance move that the kids and G-Man are doing nowadays. We're talking about that GRIT, the grit. Use that grit and determination, get the job done tonight. Come out and, like you said, having the opportunity to have all those sets under their belt already, I think is going to be a huge upper hand for them tonight.
Here's your starting lineups. First for East Knox, just the entire roster, actually. Here's all the girls that are going to be involved tonight. And a couple girls I already mentioned to keep an eye on, at least according to their first-year head coach. Certainly number 28, Sydney Opfer, and then Kiera Knepp, number 11. Those two have been standing out so far during their training camp, along with Hannah McCoy, the setter. And then for Fredericktown, they've got some pretty solid hitters coming in from the outside. Grace Sipes returns into the starting mix for them. Ella Boughton as well, a girl averaging 2.6 kills every single set. So a couple of ladies to keep an eye on here for the Freddies in East Knox.
Big opportunity tonight too for East Knox. I mean, it's not very often occurring, at least I don't believe, that you get to play a conference opponent your first match of the season. So would be one of those ways to go start off 1-0 in the KMAC.
It certainly allows you to get up for the match, be more involved, more into it right from the jump. So we'll see if that's something that we get from the girls rocking the purple unis here tonight. Do they come out? First game, road environment, KMAC rival, and then just leave it all out here in the first set? We'll find out. It's going to be the Freddies, though, with the opening serve. This one sent over by Julia Partington, the junior setter. Dogs handle it, zip it over. Then a big shot, great looking dig right there from one of the seniors, Isabel Schlegel.
Can hear the communication on both sides, and that's something you want to see early. You don't want to be too quiet out there on the mat.
Big block of cheddar cheese right there for the first point. Double team sliding over. And these big bodies for Fredericktown in the middle.
It's always,
getting it done early.
It's always nice when you can have that dual size in the middle and didn't even have to lean on it there.
Direct hit with an ace there off the serve. So Partington with the first 2 points. Nice setup to the outside. Big blast that time. Kiara Knepp gets the Dogs on the board.
And she put a lot behind that one. Bit of a miss hit on the attempted
to the
set
outside
for the Freddies.
Big blast that time. Kiara Knepp gets the Dogs on the board. Set to the middle hitter, blast off. Good thing everyone got out of the way for that one.
That one was absolutely smote. The proportion there, the timing, and then the ability to keep that in bounds on such a powerful hit. Those are the kind of things Coach wants to see.
Here's our first look at Taylor Bryant from the service line, jump serve.
Nice effort to keep this set alive.
Yeah, excellent hustle, and I think a little bit of disappointment. You see, look at Grace Sipes. It's like, dude, I just gave up my body. I'm clobbering people over here at the desk. Like, what? we can't get it over?
Yeah, and I mean, it's not even one of the larger score area desks, but she's still sold out, almost went through the plastic, and yeah, a little disappointing when your teammates can't keep that one going.
Going to be set up here to the outside. Freddies go cross court with it. Dogs handle. Nice placement by Sydney Biggs going cross court. And they'll launch it to her again. Potential yummy ball. No! Miscommunication as they had Mullins coming up from the back line. She didn't jump for it, and neither did her teammate.
Yeah, that, you know, not the first miscommunication here tonight, and Fredericktown looked to be on the kind of the aggressive side of things. East Knox just kind of working on getting the ball back over to them, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to hand it back to them here.
Unforced errors, always so costly, particularly in conference games when you're on the road. After that sailing serve. Freddies aren't able to rally and get it back over, so the Dogs regain theirs. And we're all square at 4 apiece.
Now we'll see if East Knox is able to, you know, find any aces here this service round. Fredericktown doing a nice job of keeping them in it, you know, just kind of handing them points off those mistakes. Got it tied back up.
Big hit. Knepp with a good-looking dig and just too much sauce on that one from Biggs.
Take a look there at the replay. It was just a bit too strong. Sailed about 5 yards. Excuse me, I mean, I'm in football mode. 5 feet past that back line.
Great looking dive and play there by McCoy. Keeps it up. Freddies looking to return. And not that time. Had the double block set up. Mullins maybe a little intimidated that time, I think.
I think, and that's good. You want to see these conference rivals getting after it, and you don't want to see any fear displayed. But if you're the opponent on the other side, you want to try and exploit that if you find or sniff any of it out.
Back-to-back points now for EK. And it's going to be Olivia Elliott looking to keep the good times rolling. 5'4" senior. Nice serve to the back middle. But how about that one right where nobody was? Grace Sipes going into the back corner.
Yeah, right in between two Bulldogs, as you see right there. Just laced that up perfectly to the right spot. Able to get the ball back in their possession and back to 0, 6-6 here.
So a super competitive match to get things started. Dogs scramble to get it back over. And that one right there, a little push shot by Jillian Boughton. Took a little bit off of it, showing some finesse.
And it looked like Knapp was ready to make a play for it. Just not one of those miscommunications, but just misplacement there on the return side.
Not a great set. Elliott still able to send. That one's nice. And switching to the left hand mid-sky, Mullins makes the play.
And speaking of placement, that was a nice one there. Just gave it a light touch there. No need for too much power. Able to drop it right in the middle of a pack of dogs.
Set up to the middle hitter. But blocked like some antivirus software on the play.
Woo.
Great looking. Set right there by Jillian Boughton, the junior. Nice scramble by the Freddies. Now East Knox laying out to make the play is Sipes. And it's going to lead to a point. How about that placement just inside the line from Ella?
Fredericktown kind of hitting their stride now, 4 unanswered points. Looking to keep that good times rolling.
(10-6) now in favor of the girls in the white. But the Dogs respond. Big point right there for the side out.
And if you're East Knox, you'll take them when you can get them, any way you can get them. A bit of a misjudged timing there again. Seems to kind of been plaguing both sides just a little bit here in this first set.
Drifting a little bit on that play, but still making it happen, Jillian Boughton. And you can tell these two sisters, a lot of size in the middle, Hayden, and they're the difference makers for the Freddies, kind of getting it done.
I think so, on both sides of the net. They've done a good job of getting their rotation and their offense set up, and then defensively, I mean, you've got to either bring the power or loft it over their hands just a bit, because that height in the middle is definitely one of those upper hands that they want to lean on.
Timeout taken on the floor by the Freddies. Talk things over as they're getting good shot here so far from the Bulldogs coming on the road. First match of the season. And with their first-year head coach, Kelsey Walters at the helm. It's her first time, matter of fact, coaching at any level, she said, Hayden. So this is a big spot for her to get some experience and also create a new culture. She was telling me before the match that first couple of days of practice, things that she felt were pretty basic from her playing days at Highland, and then she went to Ashland University. Some of the girls were giving her some strange looks, like the Scooby-Doo, huh? Well, like, what do you mean? And she had to break down some of the basics, and now here, about a month and a half later, feels like it's starting to set in. Girls are picking it up, and she expects big things. Just because it hasn't gone well for East Knox the last couple of years doesn't mean they can't get off to a great start and have a fun, successful season in 2022.
Well, and that's exactly what you want out of a new coach. I don't think Scott Brickner would bring in anyone he didn't feel was fit for the job, and so I think having those expectations and just kind of going through those growing pains together is what will help them build a good bond and hopefully help her develop them to the places they want to go.
Back-to-back points now for them. As they'll cycle through, get Zoe Parker into the mix, 5'6" freshman, getting her first action tonight. Nice diving play by the libero, keeps it up here for the Dogs. Back and forth we go, and East Knox, 3 straight points, getting it done.
Sydney Biggs again. She's been having a good impact for those Lady Bulldogs again tonight. One of those 7 seniors still on the team.
So the Dogs starting to close down the gap. Another excellent dig like an excavator from the back line.
Those are the type of effort plates that any coach is going to love, and especially a first-year coach, seeing the girls sell out like that for you, especially here in this first set.
Big swing, but an even better dig on the other side from the Freddies. Knepp again. And more tumbling down to the floor for Mullins.
Definitely one of our longer rallies of the evening.
Whoever's going to win this point certainly is going to earn it.
That back line from the Bulldogs doing a nice job of keeping it alive.
Pretty decent pace on that last one. Block set up into the net. And the point finally going down for the Freddies, and it's Maya Bryant, the freshman, getting it done.
That is one of those that, I would chalk up to calling purely a persistence point. Great job from her. Didn't get disgruntled by the first one getting blocked, stuck with the ball. Able to earn her team the ball back to their side as well, get them serving again.
Set up to the middle. And sometimes you can get a little bit too cute. Parker, just a freshman, it's her first match, allows it to go. And of course, typically you're going to defer to Kiara Knepp. But that was not the intended play that time from McCoy.
Yeah, Knepp was definitely ready and I think expecting to send that one over. Get those kinks out of the way now and hopefully just get ready for the next time.
McCoy shovels it over. Here's the set into the middle. No one around as Bryant with another point here in set number 1.
Those are those points that I like to see, you know, come out of these teams as well. And as players, you're processing so many things as a volleyball player. That has always been stand outish to me, what you have to process in terms of when you're jumping up, timing, having to know where you'd like to place the ball, what the right decision is on speed and strength.
Last 4 points, all belonging to Fredericktown, forcing a timeout from the East Knox bench. Got some things to discuss. Would like to try to clean up some of those mental mistakes. And guess what? We want to hear from you. Enough with me and Hayden doing all the talking here. Drop us a comment on our Facebook or our YouTube and let us know anything about the match here tonight. Some of your favorite players. Always enjoy finding out where you're tuning in from. Surprises me sometimes. We'll have international audiences, people certainly from well outside the state and tuning in for a whole number of reasons. And within the KMAC, they like to keep an eye on their former schools in the rivalry. So drop us some comments and you just might end up on tonight's Fan Zone. Make yourself a part of the game.
I think you're right there about that KMAC culture, Brian. They definitely like to stay up to date and in the know on everything going on within the conference. One of the many charms to the KMAC, and I think Travis may be crying a tear if he heard us talking about this, so we may have to cut this portion out, but we're giving the KMAC a lot of praise.
And that young lady deserves them herself. Beautiful entry right there from Partington. Delivers the ace. A lot of good servers on this team.
Those aces are something that can really help, you know, keep your stamina as a team and as a unit, you know, unlike those rallies that we saw just a few minutes ago.
And I saw on our cool graphic that it is National Burger Day today, Hayden. So go ahead real quick, build me kind of your perfect sandwich. Obviously, we're starting with some gluten-free bread. Where are we going after that?
Yeah, I mean, gluten-free bread, essential. We got to have our burger. Maybe if we're feeling, you know, really hungry, we're going to go 2 patties.
Ooh, yeah.
I've got to go provolone cheese. I'm a big provolone cheese guy. Adam's giving me weird looks, but I think it complements the rest of my ingredients. I think tomato, onion, bacon.
Perfect.
And you know what? Whatever sauce that you're feeling in the mood for. I don't know. Maybe barbecue sauce, ketchup, mustard, anything.
Yeah, it's a little high in the sugar content, but in overall flavor, what I really like is what's called the barbecue burger, where you take the full patty and you just dip that puppy straight in the flavor of your choice, so it's completely covered. So again, is it the healthiest choice? Of course not, but we're talking about just what type of flavor we're wanting. So I'd go with something like that. I like pepper jack cheese personally. Bacon was the perfect choice. Give me those tomatoes and onions. I'm with that. And I'm a sucker for avocado just in general, because you can make it any flavor you want.
True.
I'm a texture guy, so throw me a little bit of that on there. And I kind of dig the wheat burgers over the white, so I'll go with that too.
The perfect
burger?
Oh,
I'm sorry. The bun. The bun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not a wheat burger. Though I'm sure they're making that these days.
Yeah.
They've got the Impossible Burger. I'm sure they've got a wheat patty somewhere that I just haven't discovered and hope never to. So, yeah, let us know in our fan zone how you build your perfect burger, and we'll compare. No wrong answer here, folks. Unless you don't put bacon on your burger, then that's just wrong. Another good-looking rally going. On the fly that time. Dog's got to get it over with Biggs. And off of the block. Too much pace. Big, heavy shot. And all of a sudden, things have gotten out of control. You start talking about some food, and it gets the Freddies fired up.
I know they're like the harder they work right now, the quicker they get this over with. They can have a post-game meal of their choice, as they've scored 12 unanswered until now.
So the Dogs not ready to die just yet here in set number 1. Knepp, good looking serve from the back. Free ball here. Push shot for the Dogs. Athletic play just to keep that around the antenna. As that one misses its mark with Hannah McCoy. Thought that she saw an opening, and there was one there, but could not send it down to the planks where it needed to be.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Number one, I'm not a volleyball coach, but I like the thought there, and I like the experimentation. I think that maybe, this is that first set, so you don't want to take a loss on the first set, but you have some more flexibility. Maybe experiment with some of those shots, try and catch Fredericktown by surprise, learn what's working for you.
Set backside. Excellent dig there by Partington. Biggs again. This time she'll get the point. Great attempt by Sipes. Drop down to the hard one. But the Bulldogs need a whole lot more than that. Certainly that's not going to help the cause, as it's going to be set point and lots of them on the way here for Fredericktown to try to get it done.
Yeah, they'll have a nice bit of cushion here to try and close out this first set, and these are one of those probably temperature gauges for East Knox here. How hard are they willing to compete when you find yourself in a hole like this in the first set?
Fredericktown looking to close it out. They got quite the streak going too against East Knox. Haven't lost a set in quite a few years against the Dogs.
Nice job by Knepp to keep it alive.
Set up, big launch, handled this time by the Dogs. Wow.
That would have been a way to close the set, but great job by East Knox to keep it alive.
And they will keep that pulse going. Opfer coming through the sophomore. But most of the love you got to give to Hannah McCoy for being able to just keep that thing up, man. It looked like that was going to take it right on the chin. Instead, ends up with the Dogs getting a point. But the Freddies throw some Bulldog burgers on the grill in set 1. Fire up yours and stick around. Set 2 coming up next.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
We're back. Set 2 action. Just about ready to get started here as Fredericktown handles East Knox 25-13 in the opening set. Looking for more of the same here in set number 2. Want to give a big shout out to tonight's high school volleyball sponsors that allow this to be streaming to you live and free on the OH Report, including Alumni Roofing, a full-service commercial roofing contractor providing commercial and industrial roofing solutions. CES Credit Union, everyone's working for your best interest at CES Credit Union, your local choice for all your financial needs. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community. And Park National Bank, where you mean more.
So a lot of athleticism on both sides I think we experienced there in that first set. Fredericktown just able to piece things together. And ironically, I mean, I think they got into their flow better despite being the more inexperienced, per se, on the varsity floor.
And something that I noticed, Hayden, is that head coach Cassandra Vaughn just made her way inside of the building. She was at an open house tonight over in Cardington, Lincoln, I was told.
Wow.
And had to miss out on the JV game. She probably liked that it went the full 3 sets. And she's here in the building now. Got to be happy that her team's on top 1-0.
Yeah, even better. I mean, you're not in the building, and you walk in, and you got that first set under you, and looking to, you know, not stick with the trend, but, you know, Fredericktown has been dominant in the past few years, and hopefully they'll continue that.
Bulldogs going to start off the set with a quick one. McCoy sends again from the back line. That one sails a bit. Should have a nice setup this time for the Dogs. They will for Knapp. Laser shot. Handled by the Freddies. Good looking scramble. And that one's going to be just outside of the field of play, so can't ask for a much better start here if you're the Dogs.
No, and on those plays where Knapp sent that one back to the corner, although she doesn't pick up the point initially, you hope they see how much that disrupts the flow. Fredericktown had to completely adjust.
And again, just too many shrimp on the barbies there. Too much juice. 3-0 here for the Dogs.
Yeah, I don't want to get too premature, but maybe the open house should have lasted a little bit longer. Maybe a little nerves. Coach is here now. They got to get back in their groove.
Wow, how about those couple of digs right there? Looking like they needed a shovel and a pail out on the beach. McCoy can't get down into the sand that time and save it. So the Freddies on the board. They're going to rotate. Ella Boughton, the freshman, getting into the outside. Joined by Lillian Rose up front.
Perfect placement there. Again, just able to find the opening in the defense. As you see on our instant replay, there's just no one in that circle, no one in that gap, placed it perfectly.
So a great looking play by Schlegel. And Biggs keeping the momentum over on the Bulldogs side as they've got their largest lead here of the match.
They had that first set, their first of the season. They have that experience under their belt, and sometimes that can change things rather quickly and allows you to play more comfortably for sure.
Chance for a big swing here, but it comes off the hand of Zoe Parker and onto the planks. So miscue for the Dogs. Going to kill a little bit of that momentum. We'll see if they can recapture it as the side out is going to set up Taylor Bryant here with the serve for Fredericktown.
Starts off with an ace. Nice way to get the ball rolling again. Close that gap back down to 2. And neither team really with an extended or exceedingly long service area tonight. So we'll see if they're able to string a few together.
going to be a free ball here for Fredericktown. Let's see what they set up. Just a little touch for Maya Bryant. And how about all these freshmen getting in the rotation? But clearly, they've been well fed. Look at all the size on these 9th graders out here, Hayden. I think they got 3 that are listed at least 6 feet.
Yeah, I've oftentimes thought some of the athletes now that you see nowadays, you'll run into seniors who I feel like, wow, are you older than me? Definitely look like an experienced bunch, and you couldn't tell if you were playing them that they feel like a fresh, inexperienced varsity-wise team. They take the lead back right there.
So quickly, the Freddies flip the script as going flipping down to her belly to keep the ball alive was Nepp. That was awesome. But it still ends up with the home team chucking one up over on their side.
It's definitely clear. We talked about it in the pregame as well. The effort is definitely clicking for the Bulldogs, and it's not going to go away, I don't think. It's just about piecing things together and probably finding a way to work as a unit. There's only so much that practice or scrimmages can simulate live competition, and nothing gets as close as the real thing.
Seven straight points and counting here for the Freddies. Set up by McCoy, big swing, but it's right at Mullins. Another chance here, it's Biggs into the net.
And there's that size on the front line. Bryant for the Freddies, just making her presence known as she has all evening long.
Biggs comes in, showing some nice touch. And it looks like Fredericktown's into the net, so Bulldogs catch a break. They'll reverse a side out here and get one of their bigger players back into the lineup as they'll rotate Opfer back into the middle. Too much power from McCoy to handle that. Nice blast by Sipes down the line.
Bit of a short serve there.
Yeah, libero going after the other libero.
Net barely gets it over the net.
Ooh, that one I think maybe off of the chin, but it still works out for Opfer and company. Sometimes that's all it takes. You just got to use your head. Been told that my whole life. Certainly, it's going to work out for Sydney on this one.
Yeah, great one of those, determined points there again for the Bulldogs. Those are the ones that are going to help bring you close and together as a team. But that one going to take you a point further away from the lead in this one. Fredericktown expands their lead up to 4 points here.
Freddies looking like they're in control yet again here in set 2. See if the Dogs can rally. Freddies thought it was tipped. Official saw it otherwise. So it'll get the ball back into the hands of the Lady Dogs.
I'm a bit surprised. I mean, I know that we have, our audio headsets on, but I almost thought I heard a tip myself. East Knox fans not going to question it either way.
Beautiful finesse right there. It's Jillian Boughton. And this is just a volleyball family. I mean, you saw big sister the last few years. Audrey really was kind of the centerpiece of the team. And we've got an update over in Ashland, Olivesburg, really. Crestview, they're on top 3-0 in set number 3. Square 1-1 with Bucyrus. And our other live action that's going down tonight. So if you want to see what's going on over in that match at some point, maybe when we're on a commercial break, head over, check out our other live stream on Facebook and YouTube, Channel 5.
Yeah, they certainly want to leave us for any reason, Brian, I'm sure.
It's hard to just walk away from some game action, especially when it's live and free and when Nep putting the money in the grave like that. Back corner, game time.
Now, I don't know if we determined an answer yet, Brian. Maybe this is where one of our viewers could let us in on that.
Okay.
You know, when you see that East Knox purple and you see the last name Nep, I don't know if we figured out if it's any relation to the great football, basketball, Bulldog, what you name it, Shane Nep. I'm not sure if we figured out if there's any relation there.
Yeah, look at her face.
Yeah.
Of course they're siblings. See the athleticism?
Yeah.
That looks similar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to step right on out to the very edge of that limb, and I'm going to go with definitely bro-sister combo. But if you actually know the answer, and
Yeah, true. Let
you're
us know.
online, just comment. Be a lot easier that way. Ooh, good-looking bump just to get it back over that time, going cross-court. Now McCoy sets up here as Nep. Swing and a big drive, but it's handled by the Freddies.
Keeps the play alive on the effort play yet again. Great dig.
Man, what a rally, and that must have been tough to eyeball up and over the lights. And that'll put the lights out here for this point. Partington ends the play with a big shot.
I'm glad you brought up the lights, too. That's one of those unique things that I just feel like I've always talked about in volleyball. You really have to deal with the elements of the gym, too. You know, some gyms, when you're over at Lucas, you don't have hoops that raise up. A lot of lights are lower hanging in gyms, so you have to deal with elements.
Nobody wanted to go after that one. You got it. No, you got it. You got it. It's like that Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, all pointing at each other.
And all of a sudden, the Dogs starting to get loose here, back within 2. As McCoy sends, taken by the back middle. And left hand into the antenna. Nep. Smoking the turkey right there. As she's got a couple of nice kill shots here in set number 2.
Right place, right time. I think she noticed a lot of those Freddies were backpedaling, expecting one of those powerful hits from her. So, she reduces that speed a little bit, cuts this lead to 1.
Looks like she's going to get another shot right here, left side.
She will come with the speed on that one, just a little bit too hard. Another one of those where, you're now in another gym. They're not in Howard. They're over here. You got to judge that perception and the perspective.
And there were some rumors floating around that Big Bro might actually have the new court named after him over at East Knox. I don't think it's a real rumor, but hey, it's the first player of the year in basketball that they've ever had in that district for East Knox. So maybe fittingly, it could be Shane Nep court.
Sure. But yeah, I'm glad you brought it up. Beautiful new court just put in there.
Oh, yeah.
In Howard. Definitely, absolutely brighten the place up. Looks fantastic. They did a nice job with it.
So shout out to our guy, Scott Brickner, who be posting all the updates.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much every new plank that went in, there was a new picture on the Twitter. So we were all following along here on the OH report, and I saw the video just a few days ago. It was completely finished, and they let the volleyball girls come in. They were the first to actually step on the floor, and a cartwheel contest broke out. So not only are these pretty skilled volleyball players, Hayden, but they've got multi-faceted athletic talents.
Hey, everybody loves a dynamic athlete. Display that athleticism in many ways, and who knows? I don't know if a cartwheel may become useful on the volleyball court, but I can't ever say never.
And I can't really think of an aspect of life where a cartwheel isn't really valuable. If you can do one, it just makes sense, I think.
We're back. After a discussion.
Well, our producer left me a great note, and for anybody, if you've ever tuned into a Mansfield Christian live stream of any sort, it doesn't matter what sport it is. They got a kid who's got some pretty decent size to him, but he cartwheels all the way down the floor, and it's basically their halftime show.
That's right. They got a free halftime show every event.
So maybe these dogs want to issue a challenge or something.
It'd be pretty great. I'm here for it. You know we'll live stream it.
Can you do a cartwheel, Hayden?
I cannot. I am not gifted in any physical department that way. Unfortunately, you know, could never do the cartwheels, could never do the flips on the trampolines. But I'm here now. You know, it didn't totally destroy my childhood.
That was Shasby into the net, so the Freddies regain the serve. That don't last too long. Back to square, 17 all. As a pair of miscues get it back into the hands of EK at the service stripe. And it's the freshman Parker. Getting an ace, probably her first of her career, and surprised herself.
Great time for that ace to come. Obviously, this second set here, always the most critical and decisive in a match, other than if you're staring at a 2-2 down in that fifth. But you don't want to allow yourself to go down 2-0. You want to stay at least level here. Don't dig too far of a hole.
Parker sends it right smack dab in the middle of the net, so she rotates out. Shasby right back in. And here's Bella Mullins. Taken by Nepp. Block set up. It's over the top. Dug out by Nepp. Who comes up with a beautiful, gorgeous play. Just heads up.
Keeps it alive, and I was even in doubt there. What a point.
Maybe that's the one that spurs the Bulldogs into a nice long run here. Sometimes that's all it takes. See if the Freddies got other ideas. Instead, it's those miscues, Hayden. Those have been killers on both sides, but the Bulldogs, when you take that lead back, man, it's tough to just get that side out right away.
Yeah, you want to hold on to it as long as you can, and that was what I was about to bring up. You're not seeing what happened in the first set where they got to around 12-10, and then they kind of folded, and you saw Fredericktown just pull away. They've been hanging around in this one, but right now is that critical moment.
That was Carpenter with the straight shot down to the floor. Almost 93% from the service line this season. And again, barely mismeasured by the Freddies. I believe that's the fourth such point. Credit to the Dogs, allowing it to fall out. You'll see players sometimes, they'll go after it, they panic, they get in between. East Knox have definitely kept their calm on that back line.
Nice job by Biggs there. Keep that one alive.
And that one nowhere near the playing surface from Schlegel. So back over into the hands of the home team. They lead it by one, 21-20. Big moment here for both sides.
This one's definitely going to come down to the classic who wants it more. They've been trading back and forth. No one really consistently stringing points together. So it may take a few of those long rallies. Maybe someone will be able to find some aces, but there we go again, trading point for point.
heading into tonight's game. 94% from the service line as a team for Fredericktown, so they're well below that here tonight. It's 3 times from the service line that they faltered here just in this set, as that one finds its mark. And just 3 points away now is Fredericktown from taking a commanding 2-0 advantage.
Yeah, and so if we continue down this trend and this repeating pattern, obviously Fredericktown looks to be in good shape, but they need to try and clean up those service errors, as we've just been mentioning. That's going to be important moving on, so that you need that to close out teams in those decisive sets.
Nepp's got to come inside, still mixing the Kool-Aid with a big shot. Freddies handle with a scramble. Another chance here. But somehow, some way, the dig turns into a point on the other side. Well done from Sipes. Timeout taken on the floor. Bulldogs trying to regather, as they would hate for this one to slip away. Been super competitive straight from the start, and this is a much better Bulldogs team than I think we've seen the last couple of seasons, Hayden. 31 straight KMAC losses for them coming into tonight, and they have certainly held their own here in set number 2 with a brand new coach, coming off of a 2-win season in 21, just 1 win back in 2020. But back-to-back offers in the KMAC, boy, what it could do for this program if they could start in this new regime with a huge road KMAC win. But Fredericktown right now, they're in the driver's seat.
I agree. Fredericktown looks to be in control, and I think not comfortably, but feels like they can go ahead and take this set. But I don't think you're wrong about East Knox, Brian. I tend to agree. I believe this may be my first personal experience in my time here at the OH Report, watching this program compete in person. But, man, they definitely are competing here strongly tonight, and you can tell they're just on the cusp of getting somewhere they'd like to be.
That one just drifting away from Hannah McCoy. But this time it does just tickle the side of the line. See on the replay here. Brought to you by CES Credit Union. So hard to tell.
Match point.
Set points.
Excuse me. First one of the year.
Oh, double block. Is set up well, but that one crashing the rocket out of the sky is going to send the Freddies to a 2-0 advantage here. 25-21 over EK. Keep it with us. Get your grill fired up. Get your burgers cooking and join us with the third set. It's on the way after this break.
At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Back here for set 3 action. Hopefully you had an opportunity to get you whipped up some patties on this National Burger Day. And again, we're up here. We're in the second level at Fredericktown High School.
Yeah, you know.
I'm Brian, got Hayden with me, Adam Thompson as well. We're starting to get hungry, all this talk of food. And you know where to find us now. Okay, this is what you can find on our airwaves coming up this weekend. How about all that live and free football? I will be at Mansfield Senior for a huge matchup against North Canton Hoover. Perhaps no bigger game, though,
I don't think,
in all of Division 6 tomorrow night than Crestview at East Knox. That one is huge. Winford will be on the road at Pleasant. And then Wadsworth versus Worcester, our big school showcase, D1 versus D2, both unbeatens. And a fun highlight coming from Galleon against the defending state champions in Cary. Shelby and Lexington, a Richland County rivalry as well. And then Saturday night, we'll have a pair of live streams. Lucas looking to avoid going 0-2, hosting Hillsdale. And then Buckeye Central on the road at St. Joseph Central Catholic. That's all just this weekend on the OH Report. That looks like a season worth of games.
Yeah.
But, hey, that's just 2 nights for us.
Not a bad 2 nights if you ask me. And if you're a fan of local high school football, you know, any Howard viewers out there watching this tonight, I'm sure they're already pretty restless about that Friday night matchup with Crestview.
Cougars, trying to think of how many straight regular season games they've won. I think it's probably 13 or 14. I actually don't know how to quantify it because they went 5-1 during the regular season during the COVID year.
True.
But then after they lost in the playoffs, they played 3 more.
Right.
And I'm doing my finger quotes, regular season games, and they lost one. So I don't know if those count or not.
Maybe asterisks. But yeah, I don't know. It got tough with some of the COVID predicaments.
2020 is just an asterisk all in itself.
Most definitely.
Yet here we are. We've recovered. It's great. Love seeing all the fans back in the stands, and glad that we can provide the service for those that still aren't sure about getting out to these packed gyms. So happy to do it for you here on the OH Report. And we love KMAC country, man. I got to sit in on a KMAC athletic meeting earlier this month, and they're even wanting to do more with us. So by wintertime, Hayden, it's looking like we could be in with every single school in the KMAC providing some coverage of their home games. I'm pretty excited.
That sounds phenomenal. So it's kind of sounding like, you know, maybe we should get comfy down here. Maybe get some temporary housing set up. You know, I mean, hey, I'm up in Belleville now. You know, you used to think,
you're right down the road.
You used to think these schools, when I started working for the OH Report and was told I'd be with Travis a lot, I'm like, what are these?
Well,
what are these places? What are these schools? They're not that far away.
No. Yeah, well, maybe from my house. they're a little bit further down here. But from your Belleville location, yeah, just right down 13. Depending on where you want to jump off at, you'll find a different KMAC school in just about any direction.
Speaking of KMAC, I believe I see a lot of members of the Freddie football team in here. I know I see Tegan Rule and Ben Mast for sure, a couple of key players.
Freddie's coming off of a tough loss on opening night in football against Highlands, allowing a 300-yard rusher.
Yeah.
As Knepp tries to make an acrobatic play. Instead, it's the point back over to Fredericktown. They've got a 2-point cushion now. But we will be having the Freddies on at least 3 live streams that I know for football this year. Maybe more. Popping the pinata, candy flying all over the place as that one is just crushed by Sipes.
I don't know whether I'm more blown away by the power of that ball or just the speed at which you bring these statements out, Brian. I would say beating me to the chase, but I don't think I had anything involving a pinata in my vocabulary tonight.
I haven't seen one at a party in a long time, and I
That's a
think that
letdown.
I bring it up as much as I can just to remind myself of how much fun it really is to smack those things when you're blindfolded. Sometimes tragedies happen, but usually it's all smiles and just goodies all the way around. And speaking of goodies, it's kind of a gift right there from the Bulldogs as they smash it into the net, and all of a sudden they need a TO because things are getting away from them. Want to remind you folks that tonight's high school volleyball broadcast brought to you live and free on the OH Report thanks to our amazingly generous sponsors, including the Killbug Savings Bank, Alumni Roofing, a full-service commercial roofing contractor providing commercial and industrial roofing solutions, CES Credit Union. Everyone's working for your best interest at CES Credit Union, your local choice for all your financial needs. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community, and Park National Bank, where you mean more. And who doesn't want to feel like they mean just a little bit more, Hayden?
You know, I was going to say, I think the first time you read that tonight, what a nice slogan and statement from our sponsors, and that's all I got to say on that.
Just reading it makes me feel all warm inside the tum-tum area. But maybe that's just the burning desire for burgers tonight.
Yeah, I mean, what is going to be on the menu for the Skowronski dinner tonight?
Well, my wife is at home, so on Tuesdays and Thursdays, she gets to be mom, and I will be expecting a fresh home-cooked meal when I arrive. If it's not burgers, I'm not going to say I'm going to be disappointed because I'll eat just about anything. But now at this point, it's so asphyxiated on my brain as that one, not handled on the back line, and another great point, and Sipes turning it on. But, man, I think I just might have to get, like, a burger on the way home through the drive-thru and just pretend like I'm super hungry when I arrive at the crib.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Or, you know, if she is listening in, a good reminder now, hey, run on out there. If you got the YouTube app or Facebook app on your phone, you can take us anywhere you want. So go pick up that burger and don't feel like you got to miss anything.
That one going way down the block from Rose as the sophomore puts it out of play. Side out for the Dogs. They needed that one.
Got to keep hope alive. It's one of those where those 5 points feel so heavy and like such a gap, but you see how things quickly can shift in volleyball. You can turn that around if you get back to a groove, a rhythm, but that's going to slow that down right there.
So East Knox thought maybe got away with a double hit, but actually a Fredericktown player had a little bit of her toe underneath the line. That's a no-no, so
sneaky.
Back-to-back points. But Fredericktown ends that little roll right there. This girl's having a heck of a match. I think Grace Sipes, the senior outside hitter, definitely in contention for our Park National Bank Player of the Game.
Yeah, I think out of everyone out on the floor tonight, you've really felt her impact on what she can do, what she provides, not only athletically, but the leadership. We've seen the vocalization for her on her side of the ball.
Swing and a big drive again. And off of the contact, it will sell all the way out of play. So Biggs gets the point. So do the Dogs. And they're back within 4, but I think so critical for them. You'd like to get a good run and get close here. Don't let Fredericktown keep inching forward towards closing you out. That 25 is looming large.
Wow.
Laser shot, but Nepp so calmly handles it, man. It's like she's got a little bit of lemonade flowing through that body. And how about that? Second time tonight that we've seen a big dig turn into a key point for the Dogs.
And just 2 great athletic plays from her there. Absorbed the power on the strike that came right at her at lightning speed. And then again, that decision-making, saw that one was going to sail out. Restricted herself, did the right call, and let that one sail out. So now they have pieced 2 points together, Brian.
It's all about keeping the momentum in your favor. The pendulum swung in favor right now of the girls in purple. Chance to close it out here for Fredericktown, and that one just looked too easy. Like, that was very casual there by Jillian.
Yeah, I think she sees them or anticipates them both leaving their feet there and decides, you know what, just going to go with a slight touch, almost like a finger roll in basketball, one of those beautiful plays right there.
So it's going to be a free ball setup. We'll see if they smash it. No! Instead, return to sender. Sydney Offer was waiting for it on the other side.
Biggs has another opportunity here. Has struggled a bit on her serves this evening. They could use a few aces here right now for sure, but anything to keep the ball in play. Ooh, that was a close one.
Yeah, GPS coordinates finds its mark. Madeline Blakesley coming through with a point there for the Freddies.
And even in a dire situation like this one, those are some that you live and die with when you have to make that decision. Do I go after the ball here, or is it going to sail out? You're going to, you know, I wouldn't say 50-50 split, but it could go either way at any given time.
Off the rotation, we'll get Isis Stainbrook here into the mix. Great looking serve somehow, some way, scrambled eggs. They get it back over. Nice rally for the Dogs. And now keep it up again. Set to the middle. Push shot. Gonna lead to this. Another chance from the back line, Biggs. And a collision with the net, I believe, from Partington. Gives East Knox another point. And they're hanging around here, Hayden. This is a team that never says die, but the last couple of seasons, they just didn't really have the competitive juices to really hang around. Tonight, that has not been the case, definitely in these last two sets.
Most definitely, and not to get too far ahead of ourselves, just down 3 here still, but it's one of those where tonight, win or lose, I think that coach is going to be very happy with the effort that she has seen here tonight, the improvement from set to set to set, the ability to refine their skills and look at what's not going right and make adjustments. I think there's a certain moral victory here tonight, while it may not show up as a win in the win column. And again, not trying to get too far ahead, but I think it's a different Bulldogs team. You know, you guys were talking about it, that we have not seen on the OH report the past few years.
East Knox last won a KMAC game clear back in 2017, I think. Is that right? Maybe it was, no. Yeah? No. 2019.
Okay.
I'm sorry. September 17th, 2019 is what I got. They were able to knock off Danville.
Okay.
And if there was going to be a team that they were going to beat, you know, that's the one that they would circle. So I'm sure they haven't let them forget that one.
Yeah, I mean, if you have that one, you can't let them live that down. You got to have some feel-good moment.
A lot of zip behind that one, and it zaps its way for a point. Big shot from Rose, who rotates into the middle. And step in Taylor Bryant, the junior, to the service deck with a 4-point cushion. And she's been phenomenal serving so far this year, 97%. And
yeah,
doing more.
The rotation on that serve there, you see how that ball was both delivered and then received. Going to make the set, that ball just spun right off, took a wicked twist down to the back corner.
6 aces now for Knepp at the net. Bingo.
She's one of those that's going to go out there and get her team a point no matter the deficit. Knew they had to have that one there. Nice job by Knepp, and she'll step back for her chance to narrow the lead.
Oh, nearly painted the corner. She can't believe it. But just outside the zone. Back into the hands here of Mullins. Knepp comes up with the first touch. Big sends. Good chance. A lot of pace heading towards the net. That probably was going to fly out.
Yeah. That's one of those tough ones that definitely looked like it had some carry on it.
Shaysby elected to play at that time. We've seen so much great discretion from the Dogs throughout this match.
Yeah, you've got to give it up to him. That back line's been pretty solid all night long. Like I said previously, some of those are going to happen. Unfortunate that it's happening right now in this third set.
Oh, McCoy crafty. And Fredericktown continues to roll. It's Sipes.
I think this specific example, and there will be plenty more that come this season, but I think it's a good example and a good test for these Lady Dogs, you know, to show when you get in these situations, that's when you have to elevate to that next level and find a way to stop teams from doing what they're doing to you. When I say that, I mean, you know, Fredericktown tonight is just consistently be able to, okay, they've gotten it down to 2 or they've tied it back up, but then they just have never been broken. You've got to find some way to switch things up and get things in your favor.
Jillian Boughton with another kill. She's been great on the attack tonight. Both Boughtons really have. And it's the largest lead here of set 2, 7. As Knepp can't keep the ball alive there, and looking like this one's going to get away from the Dogs, so they're going to take a TO. But hey, sports fans, we want to hear from you. Let us know who you think is worthy of being tonight's MVP of the match. That player will join me and Hayden for a post-match interview to talk about their performance, maybe the dance moves of this kid all night long. He has been on fire. I can't help but keep an eye on him. And then also, if we can keep going up further into the bleachers, top shelf, we've got a stunning handlebar mustache. The gentleman in the purple shirt.
Oh, I found him.
Wow.
Those are the moments you live for right there, huh?
I mean, that's a perfect upside-down U in every sense of the word. It's got a little curl going to the outside. You can tell that he cares, he treats. He's got some product in there.
Tremendous.
Probably rode a motorcycle in here, too. It just looks like he's got that feel to him.
Had to have. I mean, and while we're, you know, just going over all these fun things, how about when we pull in tonight, I believe it was a Fredericktown player on some form of a scooter or a bike. It was an East Knox.
No, it was a Freddies football player definitely coming over from practice on a little scooter. A lot of ways to get around these days, hey.
Yeah.
That one floats right into the perfect spot, taking a seat, but not making the play there are the Dogs as Carpenter gets the Freddies within 3 points here of ending EK's night.
This is where we'll see how hungry Fredericktown is when you get in a position like this. How quick are you willing to put it away?
If they're anywhere near as hungry as I am, thinking about National Burger Day, they're going to put this baby to rest real quick. And I think the officials,
East Knox looking for
they're kind of on my side here.
Looking for a tip.
Reversing calls.
And they do.
But the Dogs say it was tipped. And that's the call on the floor. So a chance potentially for a little late match rally here for East Knox.
Don't call it a comeback, but
here comes the sophomore Davis. Set right to the middle, but just dripping and finesse all night. That's what Boughton's been up to. She's so big that you get scared maybe. You think she's just going to come crush the crouton, like right all over your salad, but instead she looks for the empty planks on the floor and just dialing it up time and time again. She's been phenomenal.
Hey, you know, it just reminds me a lot. I don't know, you know, if too many KMAC fans will remember, but possibly like a Becca Conrad for Clear Fork. You know, opponents were so fearful of what she was about to do when she jumped up. You put those soft little ones over and you'll get them both to jump and bite on it.
Bulldogs fans fearing that their night might end here. Match point for the Freddies. Will it come? Not yet. Good looking rally. McCoy pushing, and it's out of play. Fredericktown a 25-14 winner, Burger Dinner, as they again go with the sweep. Their fourth so far on the season, improving to 4-1. Stick around and, again, drop us a comment. Let us know who you think should be the Knox Community Hospital MVP of the night. That's on the other side of this quick commercial break. So stay with us. Please.
Lender, craftsman, dog dead. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
What's up, America? Brian Skowronski here, and if you want to see me and the gang chop it up with some unintelligent conversation, we've got the show for you. Check out the OH Report video podcast every Monday, exclusively right here on the OH Report.
Back now with our player of the match presented by Knox Community Hospital. It is none other than Grace Sipes, showing out throughout the entire duration of the match from start to finish. A sweep against East Knox, something that you guys have been accustomed to doing here as of late. And also your wins so far in the season, 4 of them, all in 3-set fashion. So just tell me so far about the beginning of the season and how it feels to be a part of this team with so many question marks, a lot of girls graduating, and how you're building a nice nucleus and off to a great start.
Yeah, with 8 seniors graduating last year, it was a big step down. We have a young team coming in, but we worked really hard in the off season, and every day at practice, everybody's just working hard, so it's good.
What would you identify your role on the team as being? Do you have to be a vocal girl when you're out on the floor, or do you just step up and kind of do your thing and fall in line?
I'm very vocal. I think the team just needs a leader, and I stepped in that role.
How much communication do you feel like goes on when you guys are out in the mix, in the match? Is that a big part of your success, is just talking and conversating throughout?
Yes, a very big part of winning and just being a team, really.
Trying to carry on the culture around here. 20-win season last year. It was obviously great. What does that mean to you, being one of the leaders on this team and trying to continue that, more success?
Yeah, we're just trying to build on top of that. Like last year, we're just trying to get more wins and go deeper into the tournament this year.
You had some great swings here tonight. Sometimes you'll really load up. You'll have some laser shots. The feeling that comes over your body after you have a nice kill, can you describe that to the people at home or someone like me who's never played volleyball?
I don't know. It's like electric, really. You just feel it. It's really great, yeah.
So you knock off your KMAC rivals. You move on to 4-1. Tell me about some of the conversations that you guys have been having within house about what you feel like this team can accomplish this year. What were some realistic goals and expectations that you've set for yourself?
Well, we really think we could be at the top of the league this year and really just go farther into the tournament this year.
What did you learn from your previous match on Tuesday against Cardington, going up against a team that has been the cream of the crop, and how can you benefit from that loss and move forward and get better?
We just work at practice every day. That match was really tough for us, but we're looking to come back.
All right, Grace, it's National Hamburger Day. We were talking a lot about it on the broadcast tonight. Where is the best place in Fredericktown or between here and Mansfield that we could stop and really satisfy our hunger?
Oh, there's not really anything in Fredericktown.
Oh, no.
But there's this one pub in town. It's called Duffers. My mom actually bartends there. So I think they have pretty good burgers, actually.
Perfect. Actually, I stopped in Duffers last week. It was my first time. It's a pretty charming
Yeah,
little place.
yeah.
I really enjoyed it. So maybe
Yeah.
your mom was my server. I didn't
Yeah.
even know. All right, last thing I'm going to have you do, look right into that camera. Most of your fans are here in the building. I see they're getting some pictures. They're making some videos. But if you want to give a shout-out to anyone who might be watching right now, it's your time.
I just want to shout out to all my family watching from home, my dad, my brother, and all my friends.
All right, Grace Sipes, your MVP, courtesy of Knox Community Hospital. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back and wrap things up from Freddie Country. Stay with us.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
At At Knox Community Hospital, your primary care physician is more than someone who delivers your test results, more than someone who writes prescriptions, more than someone who listens to your heart. We are your healthcare partner who takes the time to know you, listen to your concerns, and provide you with expert personalized care to make and keep you well. Because to us, you're more than just numbers on a chart. You're a neighbor and a friend. Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community.
Exciting night of volleyball here at Fredericktown. The gym clearing out, though, now, and it's kind of eerily quiet. Hayden was not so during the match. Certainly not when Fredericktown had the rock, as they were a big 3-set winner tonight over East Knox. I'm Brian. This is Hayden Gray, and KMAC action. I love it. Two small schools going back and forth. We saw East Knox in their first competition of the season, I think, step up to the occasion, show that they're at least not going to be rolled over anytime during this campaign. But Fredericktown, they just have too many athletes, too much height, and just overall their program just designed for success. That's what we saw here.
Yeah, I think that they kind of continued. You didn't really kind of notice a buffer that you could see with a first-year coach, maybe similar to what we're seeing, but I think both first-year coaches kind of surprised me tonight. You wouldn't have that feeling that this was two very inexperienced and not season-ready teams. I think they battled really hard. Like you said, East Knox definitely is not going to be one of those teams that just gets beat up and accepts it and goes home anymore this year. And then Fredericktown looks to not have to rebuild or re-identify themselves, but just look to continue that same level of success they've had.
Yeah, I love hearing from the MVP, Grace Sipes, who was great all match. Just talking about the fact that she stepped up. She's being a leader this season, and they feel like they should be the best team in the KMAC, despite only bringing back 3 players from a team that won 20 games last year. So just to have that confidence, that's got to come from the top down, the coaching staff, to just let them know, you know what, it doesn't matter. It might be a new group of kids, but the standards, they stay the same.
Yeah, I will say, we talk about it a lot. It's great to bring back a lot of seniors for leadership, for experience, for different things like that. But in high school sports, it's one of those things you're going to have turnaround every single year, and that's inevitable, and it's going to happen. So they're very, very valuable, but seniors aren't always the most critical factor to a team's success, and I think that's what one of these Freddies teams is going to be proving this season. Yeah,
we certainly saw plenty of freshmen, sophomores getting into the mix and making big-time contributions. Talked to quite a few Fredericktown football players as well here tonight, and they're going to be on our live and free football schedule coming up here in the coming weeks. We'll be over here 3 times, and then also we'll catch them on the road. But this is what we got going down on Friday night. Hey, how about
the other way?
Oh, here.
No,
are we
I don't know.
It's so hard. It's backwards. Hoover and Mansfield Senior, you're going to want to check that one out. Two big schools going toe-to-toe, undefeated, but Crestview and East Knox, I think that's the game on our calendar, at least down here in this part of the world, that everyone's got their eye on. Hey, that's the big one.
That is. It's huge. These teams have kind of indirectly become rivals. We've talked about non-conference rivals. And then I believe Crestview, they've gone back and forth the last few years.
Yep.
So it's East Knox's turn to try and get that winning and that bragging rights back this year.
Another pair of undefeateds, Wadsworth D1 versus Worcester, a D2 school. That should be great. Winford and Pleasant, that will be in a compilation that we're doing with WBCO Radio. Galleon and Cary, great highlight coming up with the Tigers looking to bounce back against the defending state champions. And then Shelby, Lexington, always a fun Richland County rivalry. That's all on Friday night. You can catch the highlights of each one of those games on the Friday Night Pigskin live at 11:30 with myself, Hayden, and the crew. And then on Saturday, 2 live streams and 2 fun ones at that, Hayden. They're great games.
Yeah, fantastic games. Lucas obviously took a heartbreaking loss there at the end of Clear Fork last week. Not sure the last time I would have been able to say Lucas started 0-2, so they've got their hands full against Hillsdale, but you know that they're going to be on the prowl. Coach Spittler going to have them ready, and then that other game coming later on, it will be another good one.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap up our coverage here from Fredericktown tonight on National Burger Day. So make sure that you get you a quarter pounder in your belly before it's all said and done. Do your part. I want to thank everybody that helped make tonight's game possible, including all of our generous sponsors who combined to bring you live and free high school sports on the OH Report. Alumni Roofing, CES Credit Union, Knox Community Hospital, Park National Bank, and the Killbuck Savings Bank. For Hayden Gray, Adam Thompson, and everybody that helps make these broadcasts possible back at OH Report World Headquarters, I am Brian Skowronski saying so long from Fredericktown.